Just had a glitch. I had a glitch. Just doing it now. Should be up now. Hi everyone, I hope all's well today. Let me get my screen back up here. Okay, so I gotta figure out where everything is. Okay, so here we are. Wrong screen. Oh, well, that's not me. I know it's not me that did it.
Never mind, I can't hear you. Just as long as you can hear me, you're not on.
Squeaky. Nice to see everybody here. I don't know what it is with this Facebook thing, but every time I do this, it always gives me a problem. And it's not my computer, that's for sure. Okay, so now where'd you go? Oh, come on, jeepers. The hell. Sorry, everyone. Just, this is so frustrating. Okay. This might actually work this way. And of course not. Okay, anyway, so let's get going. Okay. Okay, so am I still connected here? Nope. Okay, so now I got everything up and going here. My wife's upstairs frustrated. So let's get going. Hi, Sherry. Good. So anybody who's doesn't know who I am or had a reading with me on this site. So basically what you do is you tell me or exactly what kind of reading you want. Do you want to talk to a past loved one, or do you want to talk to or just general read? Just need you to be specific and what you would like. And that way I can do a reading for you a bit more easier. Oh, it's so frustrating. I'm having problems with my system here, so okay, so Joanne Weller. General read. Facebook Live is not doing very well tonight. Sometimes Facebook's always a pain in the ass. And sometimes, some nights, they're just a lot worse. Anyway, so for Joanne Weller, general read. So what the cards are kind of showing tonight is that the first card in the middle is basically a bit of frustration about things that are going on around you. It's certainly going to it's going to kind of persist for the next little bit. However, there's a lot of good stuff on the horizon. So there's a change in environment or work environment, whether it's promotion or new job or whatever. And the sense of it making you very happy as well. We also have the Ace of Pentacles, which is either new money or new things to look forward to because you're able to afford them or whatnot. And we also have the Wheel of Fortune, which says good fortune coming your way. So a lot of these cards are showing me that even though there might be a bit of frustration right now, there's certainly things that are going to be moving forward in a much more positive way for you. Other than that, that's about all I have for you. Okay, Sherry Barr. I seem to know that name from somewhere. Yeah. So the first thing I'm kind of seeing, Sherry, is kind of like your grandmother standing behind you and the other lady standing beside her. I feel is your mother as well. They're both very connected to you on the maternal side. Your mother wants you to know that she passed over without pain and that she's really happy. She's certainly reconnected with family that have passed, and they've been sitting around talking a lot. And as they often say, they get together to try to figure out what to do with you. There's one thing, though, that she's pointing out is that your health is going to be good for the next little while, but be very careful of your extremities, which might indicate, you may have start getting, sugar issues or perhaps arthritis or kind of stuff like that. So just take care of them as they come, or if you already have them, take care of them. She is showing that she's holding a baby that I guess within the family somewhere somebody's going to have or has just had. And, kind of a feeling that there's a lot of things for you to be happy with and that you're going to be moving forward with stuff you like to do. So I keep seeing her doing things with her fingers, and I can't see if this is I don't know if this is crocheting or something very fine. It's almost like she's working on something with her fingers. So maybe she was a very creative lady. But the one thing she also says is that she did hear you say goodbye, in case you're wondering. But yeah, she's in your house. She likes to, as they say, haunt you, which is basically moving things around on you, making your pictures crooked, touching you, or getting the feeling that you're being watched. But it's all there for you to be protected, and she loves you very much. She's also holding a handful of coins, and I see a few of them dropping out. And usually to me that's a sign of beware of money being used that shouldn't be used or being lost. So kind of review your money, I guess, or keep an eye out that perhaps money is being used where it shouldn't be used. Other than that, though, she just wants you to know that she's doing very well where she is. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. I hope that helped in some way. Okay, so I think just going too fast. Nice to see you, Cheryl. Okay, so Bren, Gadiel. Gadiel. Okay, so message for the future. Let's see what's happening. For any of those guys that are watching on, on YouTube, I lost the chat screen, so I can't see if you guys are asking requests. Okay, so over the next year, Bren, there's a lot of good things I'm kind of seeing with the cards. I'm seeing like a female that's standing there and pointing to kind of a calendar, and she's showing me that little odd things are coming up, and there's that are just going to be very annoying. I also have the devil card, which indicates some conflicts that are coming up. So if you have a partner or interest in somebody, there may be some conflicts with that from the other family. But we also have the Empress card, which is showing with the Ace of Cups, which means there's something new to love coming up in your life in a little while. And that it basically indicates, either new knowledge or a new child or somebody, something for you to be able to hold and love. And then we also have the Nine of Cups, which is something new to love. So there's a lot of things here new for you to love over the next year. There's a movement work-wise, so if you're looking for a job or wanting promotion, that's also coming up. So a possibility of that there. Again, those are all things that are going to be moving for you. Though, like I said, the Devil's card's there. Again, the Devil's card I call as the mother-in-law card. I know I probably shouldn't, but I do anyways, because that's kind of typical thing that creates issues within a family. And it's, again, just somebody that might cause you a bit of frustration, and it's all about, when this kind of happens, is take the deep breath and say, okay, use your logical side to deal with it so you're not overly upset. So I just see this a little bit over the next year. It's probably just a family conflict that you just have to just roll your eyes and walk away. But other than that, these are the changes that are coming to you over the next 6 to 8 months anyways, for the next year. It's all good things, particularly the cards of the heart. So anyway, so that's all I have for you. I hope that helps. Take care. Mm-hmm. Just pick somebody. So Danielle Inwood. So general reading. Okay, so in a general reading from the cards, but I'm also connecting to a grandmother of yours who's kind of sitting to the left of you. So the first card, or the first feeling I'm getting, is that there's going to be a little bit of time over the next 8 months to 8 to 12 months where a lot of your spirituality is going to come out, and you're going to be starting to use that a lot to move forward. That usually means your healing or your personal mediumship. So it's being more aware of messages being sent to you and acknowledging them and starting to move forward with that. But she's also kind of pointing out a bit of an event that's going to happen, which is going to make you move away from people or not want to talk to people. And it's an event that's coming up just to make sure that you move forward in the right direction. So even though it might kind of be a bad situation to you, it's more of a good situation, because then you won't be held back by different people. Again, it's not, I don't see this as a relationship thing or anything. I'm just seeing as perhaps not talking to somebody in the family anymore. So I don't think it's anything major like that. But it just means that you finally say, okay, I'm done with this kind of crap. But I also see you, taking a little bit more time to go out and just, go out with friends or meet friends and just spending more time out of the house. There's also time for you over the next year or so to either plan trips, not necessarily the big trips, not vacations or whatever, but perhaps just visiting towns or going to places for the weekend or whatnot. And it's all about exploring the world or seeing what you haven't seen yet. Sometimes, we just live in a bubble and we don't see much more than what's around our own backyards. So it's kind of a message to me saying, take a trip, spend a weekend somewhere, have fun. And it kind of like lessens the stress that's in our head, if you put it that way. Yeah, so she's just saying that other than a little flare up that's coming up, she says everything's going to be moving forward to you, and says you're going to have half of the mundane there, then you're going to have half of the exciting part there, and it just depends which one that you're going to want to move forward with, and that's your choice. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. This was Danielle Inwood. Okay, Tammy Lynn. Okay. So, so reading the cards and connecting to, your spirit guide and whatnot, there's a lot of, you have the death card here. I think what they're trying to being told is that, that there's going to be like a whole new right hand part that's going to be opened up that you're going to be curious about exploring. And death is all about new beginnings. It's all about, seeing openings that you may be interested in going down, in new avenues or whatnot. So that could possibly mean like the career or whatnot that you're looking for. Or perhaps exploring new paths for your career. But beside it, we also have the Devil's card, which is again, either you procrastinate about this, or people may be talking to you out of this. But it's again the decision-making process where you're going to look at your career and you're going to look at it and say, yes, no, but which makes me happier? And sometimes, we go over, contentment over happiness, just simply because it just makes us safe. The card in the middle we have is the Lover's card. So the Lover's card is, the joining of two for a project, or again, moving together or finding that kind of love with each other perhaps you haven't had before. But we also have, the Page of Cups, which is, to me, it's always been the pregnancy card. It just means focusing on new things, or again, new things for you to love and work with. So again, it could be just a project. It could be something that you're just interested in doing and you find the time to fall in love with that project. So basically, that's kind of what's happening over the next, 4 to 6 months. You know, your spirit guide is saying that you have to focus a bit more on yourself and not other people, and remove negativity so you can get more knowledge, more time. So it's all about removing negatives in our life. But all in all, I think that over the 6 months, you'll see some changes, and you'll have the option to make the changes or not make the changes. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. That was for Tammy Lynn. Okay, so Tanya Watson. From my friend Nate. He's been kind of bugging me since I started this, so not that I've been ignoring him, but just more of a waiting for confirmation of who it is. Some spirits just start talking, they don't identify themselves, so it's like, hey, show me your driver's license so I know who you are. You know, so the first thing I'm kind of hearing from Nate is that, first of all, he's sorry he left so soon, but he passed over with pain, and he's having a lot of fun where he is. I don't know why I see him on a four-wheeler. Maybe that's just the kind of fun he can do now, but I see him on a four-wheeler. But you know, I just see him sitting beside you while you watch TV, and just commented on how some of the shows you watch are stupid. But also having a lot of fun. So sometimes you can make fun of stupid people and make the shows entertaining. All in all, though, he's kind of saying that he misses you a lot, and he says, you know, both you two were both together in a past life, and that's why you had such a strong connection. But he did have he just had that kind of love for you as well, and just loved being around you and discussing things and doing things. But no, he just wants you to know he's doing very good, and he's kind of visiting you every once in a while, so you know he's there. He says he talks to you all the time. You talk to him. He says you eat too much sugar. I don't know if it's me, but he's showing you eating a cake. But you know, I just ate a cake, or some cake, so it could be just my mind kicking that in. Maybe you're eating something different than sugar. Anyway, so he's saying that the other thing he's saying is that trust your instincts when it comes to love. He says there's new things coming up for you to love, and new things for you to explore, but he says don't just don't immediately trust it. So think a bit more about it. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. Uh, so Helen Dreyer. So over the next 6 months, um, the first thing I see here is kind of the time to contemplate, or perhaps a little bit of health issues moving forward. But the other cards that are around here are not that negative, and I don't know if what's happening with you or not, but we have the Tower, which is everything kind of falling apart. Are you dealing with things around you? But we also have, the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands, which is you moving forward with career or work or whatever you're doing at that point. And the Ace of Pentacles, which usually means new money or new use of the money. But all in all, the only thing that just is really negative on here is the time to sit back and contemplate and move in the direction that makes you happier. And also the health, contemplate your own health and see what's going on, seek advice, but not a lot of negativity, just a lot of change, but good change. Anyway, that's all I have for you, Helen. Shirley Timmerman. Okay, so the first feeling I'm getting is a male figure. I feel like it's a dad of some kind. Now, I'm kind of seeing him holding a child and kind of mentioning that there might be some new child coming into your family soon. He's actually pointing at 3 of them. I guess obviously it doesn't mean you, but people on the side and kids and whatnot. But within the overall family, I'm just kind of seeing, 1 soon and 2 more coming in the future. But he's also saying that health-wise, he says you're going to be okay, but it's like he's showing me somebody who might be coming up to you, or if you're in a relationship. I just feel that there's new love coming your way, as in a relationship. So if you're in a relationship, it gets better. If you're not, then somebody's going to come in and see you soon. But it's like a transition from where you are now into something that's a bit more of love and seeing things in a different way than you are seeing. Though he wants, he's still a grumpy old fart. So yeah, he says transition is coming for you. So accept any kind of transition you see, and accept it and don't fight it. And it says, and the ancestors will tell you where to go, and kind of listen to them, and you'll know because they know the best. Anyway, so that's all I have for you. And surely I probably won't be seeing you that often because my wife quit smoking, so we won't be up that area very often. Yeah, Sammy, I really don't do animals. I only do animals in large reads, not in 5-minute reads. Okay. Lee Chapman. Spore. Um, and so, so in talking to your spirit guide, who was busy talking to my spirit guide for some reason, it's like they knew each other from somewhere. It's like the two of them meeting up in a bar somewhere. Anyway, that's just the image he gives me. It's not, probably not real, but he just likes giving me strange images. So in talking to, I feel like it's a grandmother to you, and there's a grandfather there too. And it's just like the impression from them is that there's all kinds of changes coming your way. Look at the cards. You have the death card coming up, which is all about brand new beginnings. So death is all about the end of what you're doing at this time and beginning of something new. Just kind of similar to the Fool card, but death is more of just stopping what you're doing and moving forward, as well as moving away from all the negativity. So you're going to be going through a process that you're going to be moving away from people. And there's a couple of people that you may not want to move from, but you are going to, simply because you really don't have a choice. Your spirit guide's going to do it for you. So I expect some change in that level. Sometimes moving people out of us there's a necessity for us, simply because we stop learning from that person and we bring in other people that we learn from. It's kind of a spiritual thing. But and your grandmother's kind of looking at you and saying, you know what, you got to get your emotions in check. She says, when you get as old as she was, then, you learn how to control emotions and just kind of smile because of what you've gone through already. So she says, learn from old people because they've gone through whatever you've gone through, and rely on their stuff. There's a celebration coming up. I'm seeing, people dancing around and whatnot. So there's a celebration coming up or a family get together. I see people dancing and almost like a wedding kind of scenario. Um, but so anyway, so that's all I'm seeing. So that's for Lee Chapman. Okay, so yeah, it's okay. So I'm going to end it for the night. And sorry for the conflicts at the beginning, but so have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye.